I was asked how the fringe center was done in the flower from the applique that we did last month in Software Inspirations. And I have to admit it was an afterthought. I wanted to do a little bit extra in the center, but I didn't decide what I was going to do until after everything was complete. Now, I did still have everything in the hoop, so I could design the center and then easily get in to the right spot of the embroidery and place it. So, the basic component of it is this wide satin stitch, and it's 7 millimeters. And I did it a little bit closer together. And then you have to lock it down, and so that's what this represents. And I used a back stitch, and I'll show you each of the components I used. And then as a further afterthought, I added the spiral. Well, if I had actually done the spiral first, I might not have caught that edge, and I would have been able to cut both sides of this and have a double row of fringe. And so that's basically what I want to set up for you. And so here is mine. This is actually the one that I used. Let's scroll down to the components. And so when we look at the properties of this, it's a 7 millimeter satin width. The automatic setting is about 0.38 millimeters. That represents how close together the stitches are. I wanted this to build up stitches that are closer together than that. And so that's why I changed this to manual and changed it from the automatic setting of 0.38 to 0.30. It's a normal satin, and I've got it set to sew on the center. Now, anytime you cut a fringe flower, you need something to lock the satin stitch in place. And so here are the properties of what I used. I did a back stitch with a stitch length of 5 and stitch thickness, I think that's the default, 0.25 millimeters with the overlap of 30. Again, I think that's default, but I did put this on 5 repeats. They referred to it as strokes. And so when this sews, it's pretty quick. Now, once it's sewn, you'll take your scissors and carefully cut the bobbin stitch on the back side of the work, bobbin stitch only, and that releases these loops of thread. If I had not caught it here with my spiral, I would have been able to, and I probably could have cut it part way, but I just didn't. Now, something else you could do is set this. Let's reduce this size and center it. I would get longer fringe by doing that. Consider these lock stitches. That's what's going to hold the satin stitches in place. And it doesn't have to be a 5 repeat. I wanted that thread to be bold. So it's all a matter of how you want your stitches to appear in the end. If I had locked it down on the outside edge, it's going to fringe from the center. It's just endless what you can do. With the technique. What I would like to show you is also, while I'm here, is to create the spiral. I've just done a circle and then touched the ripple fill, and then quickly gives me a spiral. So ideally I would sew that first so that I didn't spoil the effect of cutting that one also. Thanks for looking. Bye.